Every successful mayor plays three very important roles: collaborator, innovator, and cheerleader. If there's a fourth, it's operator of giant scissors. I eventually got better at it. Collaborator. My most important accomplishment as mayor was to surround myself with accomplished people who made sure we accomplished stuff. Innovator. As the 40th mayor of Mesa, Arizona, I couldn't have possibly done the same things as the first mayor of Mesa. Would I have liked to build a jail for $150.75? Sure. Would it hold criminals? Only the very lazy ones. Cheerleader. You have to help people see the value of your innovations. Being goofy about it, that's a personal choice. These important roles aren't just for mayors. Consider Principal Chris Gilmore, collaborator, innovator, cheerleader, and in effect, the mayor of Westwood High School, my alma mater as it turns out. And like every good mayor we've visited on this show, Principal Gilmore has a great restaurant he's promoting, the Westwood High School Culinary program. Its head chef is the program director, Elizabeth Mays. But on the day I visited, she had handed the kitchen off to two of her students.
I am looking to go to college after I graduate right now to study dietetics and food nutrition. I want to go to med school and become a radiologist.
They were here yesterday wanting to do a run through so that they were ready for you guys.
And the kitchen they get to work in is like a real kitchen in an actual restaurant, with a few exceptions, of course.
First question is easy. Can we get the... Can you spell and say your first and last name?
Good morning, students. Please keep it.
First name, Leia.
Leia.
All right, seniors, listen up.
Experience.
Attention, warriors.
Lunch with the mayor, I'll meet you there. Lunch with the mayor. Lunch with the mayor. I'm talking about John Giles.
This episode of Lunch with the Mayor is brought to you by Salt River Project and Udall Shumway, counselors at law.
Oh, okay. This is hibiscus lemonade?
That is the Thai basil.
Thai basil lemonade.
Yes.
Hibiscus. I didn't want to correct her, so I dropped some very subtle hints. I think we owe it to the chefs to give our critique of the Thai hibiscus lemonade. I'm going to insert my Thai hibiscus. Frankly, Chris wasn't helping.
That basil just comes right off.
Hibiscus, Chris. Hibiscus. In any case, it was great. Oh yeah, that'll knock your socks off. I love that. War Eagle.
War Eagle. Let's do that.
Tear 'em up Westwood.
Tear 'em up Westwood.
Yeah. What's that all about, you ask? That's the Westwood War Cry. In 1968, after suffering a bad loss on the gridiron, Coach Gates got up on a table and shouted, "War Eagle," then taught his players the proper response. Tear 'em up, Westwood! Decades later, this is like we're in a sidewalk cafe. I love it because you can see you've got literally thousands of people who live in the city of Westwood, walking around here while the mayor's sitting on a sidewalk cafe.
I mean, we got 3,000 kids that come to our campus. I mean, it's huge, 62 acres. So it is like a small little city.
And just like any city, there are problems to be solved. So when you showed up on this campus, what was it that you saw that needed to be changed?
A third of our students were not graduating.
It was actually a nationwide problem.
Student absenteeism was increasing, especially after COVID. Kids were getting in trouble a lot more. And then we really started seeing this huge trend of kids not matriculating to post-secondary.
There were lots of reasons, of course, but here's one. While businesses were in the habit of innovating,
education has really been able to stay the same to the way that educational model was 60, 70, years ago.
Low graduation rates were just part of the problem. How many of your kids are done with formal education when they graduate?
Right now, it's between 20 to 30% of our students go on to a post-secondary school, a community college or university. So what do we do with our other 70%?
That's a good question, especially when you consider this important statistic.
84% of our students from Mesa Public Schools, particularly Westwood, stay in Mesa.
It was a perfect storm, resulting in thousands of unprepared students flooding the local job market, all trying to cling to whatever low-wage work was available. One thing was clear.
To be marketable in today's society, you need more than a high school diploma.
And Dr. Gilmore was going to give his students the chance to get it. It would be called Graduation Plus.
The plus in Graduation Plus is certificates that our students are able to earn, internships, hands-on experience.
But to deliver Graduation Plus, Chris sought out a ring of talented collaborators. Parents, students, experts, educators, and administrators, each with a specific set of skills.
There's a pretty active parent council at Westwood.
They have offered an advisory council that I participated in.
I saw this guy, Chris Gilmore, leading a revolution. And I thought, Gilmore can't have all the fun.
And Dr. Andy Forlis, a former superintendent, was on a mission to help Principal Gilmore find an education expert. She discovered one just down the street, Dr. Carol Basile, the then new dean of ASU's teaching college.
One of the ideas that she brought with her was thinking about a teaming model.
Teaming, aka team teaching. Dr. Basile had a question for the new principal of Westwood.
Are you willing to try some pilots with us? And Principal Gilmore said, I'm game.
This would be Westwood's moonshot. There was no turning back. But who was Chris Gilmore to try something so audacious?
Dr. Gilmore has a very unique ability to see a very large picture and break it down into the smaller parts so that it can be executed.
He is willing to listen and talk and try and innovate.
Chris will be the first to tell you, the smartest one in the room is not him. The smartest one in the room is always the room. But that room needs a leader that is willing to fight and be a champion. There's nobody better at that than Chris Gilmore.
Why did you respond in a way that was like, okay, I'm gonna break this?
Well, I think it begins with our promise here in Mesa Public Schools is that we have to know every student by name and serve them by strength and need. One of the great signs that are on our campus, Westwood, where everybody is somebody. And sometimes you got to make that courageous stand like, this is what's best for kids.
Enter the asparagus soup with a bougie creme fraiche garnish. It was so good. I kind of lost my mind. I just got to tell you, this soup and bread are so good, I have no idea what you were saying. So what was the problem facing Principal Gilmore and his little ring of collaborators?
A traditional classroom is very teacher-centered.
30 desks in a row. The teacher is the one that's transferring the information. I, as a student, have to receive it.
It is about a pacing guide to teach these standards by the end of the year.
It wasn't supporting and serving all kids. So we knew we had to do something differently. In many cases, what's happened in education is that we have these innovative ideas, but they never work because we never change the infrastructure.
And every year you try to do the same old thing better and you keep pounding the same drum and using the same metrics. The other way is you discard that idea and you seek to do better things.
Research for decades has indicated that the strongest school factor that contributes to student achievement is the quality of the teacher. Teachers that were working together in a collaborative fashion were experiencing a whole lot more success and a whole lot less burnout.
Teachers want to have those same conditions where they're not bound by scripts and programs, where they can co-create with kids. And it has to happen in the lives of teachers so it can spiral in the lives of students.
They had found their starting point for change.
I got a phone call and they're like, hey, we're putting math on a team and we're gonna try to teach in this team-based model, project-based learning.
Project-based learning. Groups of teachers leading groups of students in academic projects. Tyler, Liam, and Brett are the core teachers of the self-titled Curious Minds team. Their job is to come up with projects for their 9th grade students that incorporate each of their subjects. This approach shifts the focus from rote memorization to active exploration, critical thinking, and collaboration. In hindsight, it seems simple, obvious even, but at the onset, the idea was unsettling.
I had never visited their classes. I didn't know their content. I didn't know their standards. And now you're saying the three of us are getting ready to come together.
Yeah, it was daunting. A 100-year-old education model was being turned upside down, but teachers wouldn't be doing it alone.
Teaching teachers how to team teach is part of my job. People come into that from different spaces.
When I heard that we were doing a team teaching model, just over my head,
my wheels just started spinning.
I wasn't sure if it was going to work.
The more I researched it, the more I was getting excited about it.
When I heard teaming was coming, I was like, finally.
Like all new ventures, there were growing pains and the possibility of failure. But one secret ingredient made all the difference.
Dr. Gilmore sets the conditions for people to try things without fear of getting in trouble.
Without Dr. Gilmore, I don't think any of this would be possible. He really gives us the freedom to be creative and try things.
Because he gave us the permission to take risks, that made us feel safe.
That kind of trust and creative freedom quickly won believers.
From that first month that I spent, I saw it immediately.
The class was almost running itself and I was like, this is really cool. They're excited about it.
We are designed to be with other people doing the work. And that's where I would like to say the magic happened, because my own content came alive in someone else's content.
The teachers were in. But how would this all go over with students?
My teachers are super engaging. They do a lot of projects that always make everyone want to participate.
I think it kind of reframes stuff in students' minds because they see how it can result in something real.
It helps me learn better, and I feel like I've retained it better because it's really fun.
I like doing projects. It's super exciting. We can see how it all connects to real life.
Students were beginning to see the why.
It's a liberation movement, and what we're doing is we're setting kids free so they can think big, bold thoughts, explore bold ideas. Then learning's elevated to life.
For you, we have an intermezzo.
Intermezzo, aka a palate cleanser? I ate 3 years worth of lunches at Westwood. My palate cleanser was a sip of scalding hot water from a ceramic fountain. What was this?
A raspberry hibiscus sorbet.
Kinda looks like basil to me. Whatever herb it was, the intermezzo was magnifico. To go along with their future diplomas, Leia and Michaela have also received a very valuable certification.
During this class, I received the ServSafe certification. I also have my ServSafe. I can go into a restaurant and be ready to be a food manager.
Getting those technical skills gives them that leg up.
As do internships. A former student named Lena can attest to that.
She was doing autos here on our campus.
One day, her teacher mentioned an internship at Empire Cat.
She raised her hand. We got her into the internship. She's now doing a diesel mechanic at Empire Cat. Just by that one opportunity of taking a student down and showing them possibility, that changed the trajectory of the life of one of our students.
Before this push for certifications and internships, local businesses had a concern they were expressing to high schools.
We're receiving your graduates and they're not ready. They aren't resilient. They aren't communicators. They aren't collaborating.
The teaming model changes all that.
It's project-based learning. Kids have to work in groups and they have to collaborate and they have to communicate and they have to present.
And that's what our employers are looking for, and they say to us all the time, send me a problem solver that can communicate and work collaboratively. We can teach them the content that they need in order to succeed.
I'm curious to ask you this very important question. How many orange articles of clothing do you own?
You know, I think every tie that I own is orange.
That's real commitment.
For you, we have a pan-seared cod and a pan-seared chicken thigh with a fennel salad.
If I was a chef in our community, I'd be coming over here and seeing who wants a job.
Linking his students to local employers is always top of mind for Chris Gilmore. In fact, a path like Lena's began long before she raised her hand about an internship. Meet Nevin Cully.
I'm a freshman seminar teacher.
He's the fourth member of that band of curious minds. Think of him as Ringo. On second thought, just think of him as Nevin.
Many kids come on our campus, it's so gigantic, they have no idea what is offered here.
Nevin's job is vital for freshmen who are at the threshold of high school, but also just 4 years from the rest of their lives.
I get to know them. Who are you as a person and what do you like? Then I start guiding them to look at what do they want for themselves. By the time they leave 9th grade and they've done all of the teaming and they've done these projects, they start to feel confident that they can actually make decisions that help themselves.
Then they choose one of 4 pathways to help them become college, career, and community ready. Let's talk about how you're serving the 25% that are going on to higher ed. For example, the 2 young ladies that are preparing this meal, academically, you know, they need to be prepared to go to college and beyond. How does this model, is it helpful to them as well?
Oh, absolutely.
Consider the chosen pathway of Michaela, future radiology student.
I chose the Health and Human Services.
She says that a culinary class fits right into that.
I think being able to cook and know nutrition well is a good thing to have for your life, just so you can stay healthy.
Case in point.
Even at home, like if I smell something wrong, I tell my parents hey, we are throwing this out, it is not good. Even though my mom's very much about, oh, this food's fine, we only cooked it 2 weeks ago. I'm like, Mom, no, it's not.
But here's the upside to having a Snoopy Health and Human Services student in your home.
Last year I took biomedical sciences, so we learned how to draw blood and all the basic stuff.
She learned how to draw blood and all the basic stuff for free in high school. Mom and Dad, you just saved some money. Go easy on her for throwing you under the bus. Speaking of parents, you can understand that some were naturally concerned about this new approach.
A lot of families know how to crush a traditional version of school.
They've got 4 or 5 graduates in the previous way, in the old school way.
They know how to get a kid to a 4.6 GPA.
And they didn't want to have to figure out a new system.
Don't move the goalpost, because I know how to do this version of school. But what they're finding now is that we're creating express lanes to those universities, and those universities are seeking us out, wanting to partner with us.
Indeed, the proof is in the pudding. You started by telling me about this disappointing graduation rate that you encountered when you got here. So have you been able to move the needle on that?
We had our first 9th grade team graduate last year. Proud to say, with all the hard work of our educators and our students and our families, we broke through 80%, so a 10% gain.
War Eagle.
War Eagle, tear 'em up, Westwood.
And something very special happens at a Westwood graduation.
It's timed right at sunset. You have that perfect blend of blue and orange off to the west. And there's no other grand finale that you could do for a Westwood student than seeing that blue and orange in the sky.
That's great. I'll never look at a Mesa sunset the same way again. What do you got for us?
We have a glazed butter cake with fresh made whipped cream and raspberries.
It left us speechless, which is a tall order for 2 people who otherwise can't shut up. Today, schools from across the country are showing up at Westwood to learn about its bold model of education.
At the end of these visits, they always say, this place feels special to me and kids are cared about here.
They see kids that want to be there. I believe, and there are a lot of people who agree with me, that Chris Gilmore is not only one of the best leaders in public education in this country, there are a lot of people that believe he's one of the best leaders in any field or industry, and I am the captain of that belief.
Principal Gilmore sees it differently.
It's not me, it's the hardworking educators. And if you came onto our campus and saw what our educators are doing, they live by that motto out there, where everybody is somebody.
What lesson would you like other educators to take from the experiment that you've been engaged in on this campus for the last several years?
Take that risk to find that joy that's out there. Show your passion about education. Students will love that, and they will want to be passionate about coming to school every day.
Just 2 final questions for Westwood educators. Is it working?
At
Absolutely. Number one, I'm still in education. I was that teacher that was out the door because education before for me was not working.
Would you like to go back to the old model?
I would say, please no. And we are not going back.
No, you'd have to force me.
After having such a good team, I don't know if I could go back.
I wouldn't want to go back either.
That level of teaming, there's nothing like it.
I think if I went back to a previous classroom, one teacher, one classroom model, I feel like I'd be stepping back in time.
And the rewards for a healthier education model go way beyond certifications, internships, and diplomas.
We are very welcoming. In class, I never see anyone who's just sitting alone. When you walk through campus, you'll see people walking alone, and then you'll see someone just walk up to them and come talk to them. It feels like we're one big family.
Something special is happening at my old alma mater, and Chris keeps telling me it's not him. It's a lot of people all joyfully pushing in the same direction. Harry Truman once said, "It's amazing what you can accomplish if you don't care who gets the credit." There's still a lot of work to do, but we have liftoff. Good luck, young graduates. Tear 'em up, Westwood.
Lunch with the mayor, I'll meet you there. Lunch with the mayor. Talking about John Giles.